I'm like, I was shifting my scarf and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why I was thinking it was going to take an extra, few seconds. Sorry about that. So, anyways, hi, I'm Renee, and I am touching base with you today. I'm sorry. I blew it yesterday. I did not do a video as I had planned. I was going to do like an extension on perfectionism, but I've decided, not perfectionism, your purpose in life. And I decided to go a little bit different route. I hope you don't mind. But this subject is kind of important because it can also help you as you work on discovering your purpose. Because you need to work. You have to work on habits, creating good habits, and working on releasing some of those bad habits that we've all come to know about. And if you don't have any of these bad habits, really good for you. And wow, definitely something that we should all aspire to. So anyways, I wanted to touch base with you about some of these bad habits that it would be really great for you if you work on changing those habits. You ready? So one of the first ones that comes to mind, and this is really common, especially for mothers, and I'm sure you'd get why. And it has to do with, do you put yourself last? Oh, I did. I had to make sure that always make sure that my kids were fed, that they were clothed, that they were clean, that their homework got done, that they were able to get out and play, that they were able to go and do their sports. And by the time I got them to bed, I was like flat out done. For lack of another word, I was like so ready for bed. My head hit the pillow. I'm like, I can't do anymore. So what I wound up doing, for many years, was I'd get up like an hour and a half early because I knew at the time we were still married, but my ex, I knew that he was going to sleep a little longer. And so I knew that the kids were covered. So I'd get up like an hour and a half early and throw on some clothes. And then I would go to the gym. I'd do a quick, like 45-minute workout just so that I could kind of wake up, get rejuvenated, work on being healthy, and then come home, have a quiet breakfast for like 20 minutes. Oh, glorious. When I started doing that habit, oh my goodness, that was really great because the rest of the day was like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I still felt like I did put myself last because, I could have done a little bit more. Like my friend, she always made sure she got a nice massage and went and got her toenails and her fingernails painted. And, she always made time for her, which I didn't do beyond that early morning routine. So think about it. And think about what you can do in order to make some changes so that you do get pampered a little bit here and there, that you do have time for yourself so that you can think, so that you can do something that you enjoy, okay? So another one is, what about, do you try to control others? And does it drive you crazy when they don't do what you expected them to do? Oh, well, everybody has choices. So it would be really great if you work on being a little more flexible and see what you can do in order to modify expectations in that area, and yet get most of your wishes taken care of, right? Another one is perfectionism. Are you a perfectionist? And does it, one of the things about being a perfectionist tends to be that if it's not perfect, you're not going to get it out there. If it's not perfect, you're not going to go anywhere or anything of that nature. Does that stop you from making progress? Maybe being a little bit more flexible. I've learned myself, I've learned to say, okay, this is good enough. I will be okay with this. It's not exactly as I want it, but I feel like it gets the message across, that I feel like, you know what? It's not a big production, but you know what? That's okay. I think it'll work. So just a few thoughts on that. I used to be a big perfectionist, and wanted to make sure all the dots, the I's were dotted and the T's crossed and everything in between. And so I've learned to flex a little bit, and I'm able to get more done. So what about, this is something I have had a bad habit of in the past. I'm working on breaking that habit. And that is playing small. What about you? Do you play small? Do you exercise your voice, or do you stay quiet? Do you express an opinion, or you hold it to yourself because you don't feel important enough? The same thing for like the videos. I felt like nobody would care what kind of video I put out there, but I've learned it's okay. It's okay. Because what you are doing, especially if you are making progress all the time, like for me, I learned like the first couple of weeks, you don't necessarily get, if you're doing videos every day, you don't necessarily get the response or the likes or anything else like that you had hoped. But if you keep on doing it, it starts to move forward. You start getting more likes, and you start getting subscriptions, and you start growing. And to top it off, you get to expand your voice. You start to feel a little bit bigger, and feel like, you know what I say does matter. Now, I'm still working on the playing small thing, because I want to play in the big league part, I was going to say park, the big league realm. And I think it's important to be able to push yourself a little bit more, step outside of that box, find out what else is possible for you. And you can't do that if you're playing small. Okay, I want you to give that a lot of consideration, because many people think too small, and they're afraid to let their voice up, or they don't feel like they would make that big of a difference. But in reality, there are people out there that resonate with you and your message. So it's time for you to hop on it, okay? Now, let's see. I have my list in front of me here because I typed it up, and I'm like, oh, I didn't type it up on my text thing so that I could just look at the screen and I don't have to look down. So perfectionist out the door now. What about assuming the worst? You decide not to do something because you're like, that's not going to work. That's the worst thing I could do. How do you know unless you do it? Okay? You need to break that habit. If it's something that comes to your mind and that you're excited about, don't let those other thoughts start to creep in. Go ahead and just do it. Do it, see what happens. You might be pleasantly surprised. Okay? Ooh, this is a tough one sometimes. Is having addictions. There's a lot of addictions out there. I don't know which one is yours, and so what it is find a way to help resolve them. That's all I can say about that, because there's a lot of sources out there, a lot of help, and you find the right way that is good for you. Okay? Doubting yourself or wondering why you're here. You're here because you choose to be here. So why not go ahead and put yourself out there? And everybody has doubts about what they're doing, where they're going, if it really makes a lot of sense. But if you don't do it, you don't go there, you don't try, how are you going to know if it works or not? So think about that. Be brave. Let's see. Procrastination. Oh, I have lived in procrastination. A lot of times it was because my perfectionism, procrastination, sometimes that goes together. And what if you go ahead and take action right when you think about it? Take action right when you start, when you're like, okay, we're going to do it. Don't procrastinate. You will get there sooner if you take action versus procrastinate. Besides, it's much more empowering when you're taking action, right? Procrastination doesn't get you anywhere. You get stuck. So why do it? Okay? It is just get the, as my ex used to say, get the cucarachas out of your head, okay? It's going to be all right. And then there's the toxic relationship. And it's easier said than done. I know. I've been there. I've done that. I found that meditation and work and being with positive friends and things like that helped me tremendously to be able to stand up and be stronger and to realize I'm okay and that it's time to get rid of this relationship because it's not working. Okay. And I know it's hard. It's hard because if you're in a toxic relationship, you might be thinking small. You might be thinking, I can't do this without, the relationship. I can't move forward. Yes, you can. It's possible. Get help. That's all I can say about that right now is get help. You have it within you to make it happen, to be stronger. You have it in you in order to be happy and joyous. You just have to allow it. Okay? It takes work, but you can do this. Looking for approval of others or afraid of what others might say when you do something that you really want to do. Like for me, it was building my own business. Are you going to live your life on what other people tell you? It's time that you start taking your power back. Feel empowered within so that you can make conscious decisions. Be present in what it is that you're doing so you can make it happen. I hope you found these tips to be of value. And if you do, please like and subscribe. I'd love any comments that you might have, any insights, any other things that you think I should have added to the list. I'd love to hear about that as well. But be sure to like and subscribe because I am putting out more things, more topics related to things that I will be coaching about, that I'll be putting into my membership site with the hope that it helps you. And I have one-on-one coaching, and I will be also adding group coaching. So keep that in mind. And if you want to go ahead and check out what some of the stuff that we cover, or that I cover on the coaching, go ahead and click on the link in the description so that you can see the questionnaire, you can fill it out, and go ahead and email it to me, and I'll be happy to contact you so that we can have a strategy session. And so you can get a better feel of where we're going with the questionnaire, and we will discover for each other if it would be a great thing to work together, okay? So anyways, I'm going to let you go for now. I hope you found it of benefit, and stay in touch, okay?